Hey guys, welcome back to AlgoYogi. We are doing array and hashing series, and our next problem in the list is special array 1. So let's check that out. In an array is considered special if the parity of every pair of adjacent elements is different. So in other words, one element in each pair must be even and the other must be odd. So they both have to basically complete the parity. Odd, even, odd, both all the neighbors. It applies to all the neighbors. You are given an array of integers nums. Return true if nums is a special array, otherwise return false. So we have done another problem right before it, monotonic array. Please go check that out. This will be this problem is also going to be solved in a similar manner. So let's check this out. So I've taken the first example here. They're asking check if all the neighbors, so there are two pairs of these neighbors, and for this to be special array, both of these needs to fulfill the parity condition. What's that parity condition? Well, in this pair, one of them have to be even and another element have to be odd, and same applies to this pair. So in this case, if you see, 2 is even and 1 is odd. Yes, so this actually basically satisfies our parity condition, and here 1 is odd and 4 is even. So that is why this array is special. Okay, this array is special, so we will return true, right? In this there could be another if this array wasn't special, what I'm trying to say is, like, let's take an example of another array that is not special. So that could be let's say I have 1 and 3 and 4 and 5. In this case, I have these two neighbors, these two neighbors, right? And then these two neighbors, and then these two neighbors. So here 4 is even, 5 is odd, so this, yes. Here 3 is odd, and 4 is even. This also satisfies, but in this one, 1 is odd and 3 is also odd, so this one does not qualify under the odd and even parity condition. So that is why this is not a special array, right? So what we can do is we can go through all these pairs and check basically if either both are odd or both are even. In that case, we can just return false from there. Otherwise, we go through the entire pairs and then we return true, right? If we are able to go through the entire array and those pairs, and one is odd, another is even, that we have checked, then this will be our special array. So here the time complexity would be big of n, because we are going through the entire array and just pair by pair we are checking. And then for space complexity, it will be constant because we are not using any other extra space. So let's implement this. It's a easy problem, and similar to that monotonic, either monotonic increasing or monotonic decreasing array, we will have just checking these pairs. So what I'll do is I will say I'll go through all the elements. So if the length of the nums is 1, then it's true, right? So if len nums is less than equals to 1, then this is true, return true. All right, that's because you don't have to compare that one element, they're not even pairs. So I guess if this exists, then we can just return true. And for I in range 1 to len nums, in this range, basically I will get the num1 parity. I don't know, should I call it parity, or I'll say just num1 even odd. Basically that's what I'm trying to get. So nums at I minus 1, that's my first number, and I'm just moding it with 2. So dividing it by, not dividing, it's like mod 2, it will either give 0 or 1. That decides if it is odd or even. So, and that goes for num2, and that will be at nums I and mod 2. This will also give me either 1 or 0. So if both of them are equal, so it could be, if num1 after modding, if this is equals to num2, in that case they are either both even or they are both odd. So either both are 1 or both are 0. In that case I will return false. You see why I'm doing that? Otherwise I will go through the entire array and then I will return true. The reason I'm doing it, let's say I have my nums equals to 1 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, let's say, and 4. So this is the example that I'm taking for having the false value, returning this. So let's say I was going through this pair, and then num1 is 1 and then num2 is 3. So 1 mod 2 is 1, num mod 3 is 1. In that case it will return false, because this is not a special array, right? I think it's easy to understand. Let's zoom out and run it on the example cases and submit. Yes, it is a good solution, right? Isn't it? I think it is 100%. Okay, so final thing, time complexity and space complexity. Time complexity for this solution is the best time complexity in the world. That is big of it. I mean, that's the most you can get for this. So, and space, we are not using any space. Give space to your partner. The reason I can say these things is because there's no one watching these videos. These are for my personal growth. These videos are for my personal growth, because I have, there's nothing else going in my life. I'm not being honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go pickleball. I'm gonna go play pickle. That's also it's a whatever. So these are the time and space complexities, and let's go back to AlgoYogi and mark this problem solved. See you guys later in the next problem. Until then, bye bye.